Yeah, she listed it for like 45, and we got it down to like 35. And then
Yeah. You got it for 35. I think we wholesaled it. I can't remember for like, I think we made 15K.
47 or something.
We made something like 12 to 15, but I was like, all right, I just paid for your salary for basically almost half the year. So, yeah, that was a cool one. For me, it wasn't necessarily a deal because honestly, like, I had a lot of confidence from car sales in general. And so, like, for me, it was just like a confidence that came from sales of like, dude, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm good at it now. And like, I'm going to be able to do this because to me, car sales and real estate was so similar to the talking to people, to the transaction, to the confidence, to like, hey, I'm going to help you figure this out and like just coming alongside of them. So for me, I had confidence from the beginning of like, we're going to do this.
Do you remember your first deal in car sales that switch hit? Like you flipped a switch and you were like, yeah, now I won't go back?
Yeah, well, so for me, it was in the first 3 months. First couple months went really freaking well. Then I went 2 weeks without selling a car. Just 2 straight weeks with no car sales. And then everybody's like, hey, maybe you're a 90-day wonder. Like, you know, are you sure this is it? And then I had to start questioning myself. Maybe I did get lucky. Maybe I don't have the skills. Maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. You know, and I went internal and I was just like getting in my head a lot. Because, man, when you don't sell a car for 2 weeks straight and you're making $0 for 2 weeks, like I know that sounds like, for most people, like, dude, it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're talking 2 weeks of 9 a.m. in the office till 8 p.m. at close, 6 days a week. And you are accomplishing nothing.
And you're on commission only.
Commission only.
Yep.
You're accomplishing nothing. You're working 11 to 12 hours a day for 2 weeks straight, 6 days a week, getting nothing done.
And your situation, too. You were supporting your fiance, your wife.
His wife, yeah, I was married at the time.
He was supporting his wife going to college. And so then he had like that weight. And then weren't you guys living on Cook Road then?
Yep.
So he's living in like 700 square feet where like the breaker would go off if you were using too much electricity at one time. So it's not like he's like sitting on a bunch of money like, oh, I've got time. I can wait it out.
Yeah, and that was after the winter time. So I was landscaping, making $12 an hour. Go through the whole winter time in training, which in training I got paid $400 a week gross. So I brought home like $200.
You're talking about training for car sales.
Correct.
Yep.
And they required me to do 60 days of training, no commission. So I went, dude, I was so broke. I had to sell my car in order to pay for rent. Then I get into actual sales. I do pretty well for the first couple months. I couldn't close a deal, but I was good at talking to people. I was running after people because, dude, I'm like, I need to talk to people because I was just like, I need to close some deals. And then, and then after that 2 weeks, man, I was just like, dude, I don't know if this is it. I don't know if I got it. I don't know if I had. That was the time that I started to question my ability. And then after that, I'm just like, screw it. I'm going all in. And I literally thought about quitting and just like giving up going back to landscaping because at that time it was probably like April and it was like time that I could go back to doing something like that. And I was like, you know what? I showed that I could do it before and I'm going all in and I'm going to do this. From that point on, I ended up getting salesperson of the month after month after month after month after month. And then I ended up like getting salesperson of the year 4 years in a row after that. After I made the decision of like, all right, dude, no turning back. Like, I'm going all in. And the funniest part is I felt like I was going all in. It was just that moment of indecision and indecisiveness.